I've been connected with Environmental Health Watch for over a decade, and I think the important thing about the way they do the work is that they always have the community in mind.
It's always been a people-centered organization.
I've worked with a lot of organizers, and Kim Foreman is possibly the best organizer I've ever worked with.
She's always putting us in position to be heard, always putting the residents to the forefront.
We move past community engagement. It's a term that's overused to really understanding community building and building relationships and work towards systematic solutions.
They've been recognized as a leader both regionally and nationally when it comes to issues of lead safety and food access.
You can get wild with estimates, but maybe 50% of kids at some point in Cleveland have had spiked lead levels in their blood. And we know that this has been going on for a long time, and we know where it comes from and how it gets into their system. So it's one of the biggest problems in the city, but how to wrap your hands around it and deal with it is monumental.
We needed to go upstream and think about the policies that we didn't have.
What do we need to do for the children to enable the children to have healthier, better lives?
So with the funding from BUILD, we expanded our partnership to include other nonprofits. We had conversations with the councilman that was there to think about how do we leverage each other and how do we get the support we need. And that's where Chris Harsh came in.
And she was able to bring the whole thing together into what we have now, which is the largest organized effort to actually remove lead and make Cleveland lead safe in the history of our city.
We were able to form a coalition and then pass a law in 2019 and then develop the Lead Safe Resource Center in 2020 and institutionalize on the work with the appropriate resources. So now landlords across the city have to comply with this law. You can't register your property if you don't have a certification.
It's right on time because there's still lots of work to do. And this is the type of project that's still going to last the rest of our lives. But this is the single best effort I've ever seen mounted to tackle this subject.
It's difficult. It's difficult because people are coming with different levels of understanding, even partners. But as long as we're communicating and understanding that, I think that's how we co-create these solutions.
We've gotten commitments of $100 million in funding, which is unbelievable. Teaching people how to live in older homes and what it means to live safely in an older house is the next task. This money is going to help us do that. So it portends well for us.
I think in the community development space, it feels like things are just done to residents, or they look up and something's there and they had no part in the process. Residents aren't always there to be taught something. They're there to also lead.
Lived experience is everything. You know what I mean? Like, I know what it means to get textbook information, and then I know the power of the ingredients from the community, and together, man, that's some good sauce, ain't it?
I have been a lifelong resident of the Central neighborhood. I'm always about representing Central. There's good things that come out of Central. There's good people. There's a sense of community.
So we lost Dave's in 2019. That was our only grocery store we had in the Central community where, all the residents went.
And the community was kind of grappling with what can we do collectively as a group to address the lack of access to fresh, healthy, affordable foods in our community. And so some initial conversations with partners, with residents convened by EHW kind of got us started.
What would it look like if you had created your own place for people to get access to food, make money, own the space, own the land, just having these conversations.
Getting the community to believe in a new initiative is always tough, especially a community that's plagued by poverty. And that's what Kim does with the Central Kinsman Wellness Collective, is she gets trusted residents to come on board and get the community to buy in. So Central Kinsman Wellness Collective is really grassroots, getting on the ground. I'm talking vendors events, tables, going into the community door to door, just really talking to residents about gaining food access.
We host the Farmers Market at the Fresh Fest Festival, the Arts and Cultural Music Festival hosted by EHW.
Fresh Fest has gone from, I think the first was 2019, we might have had 3,000, a couple thousand people, which was a surprise to me. And now going into year 6, we expect 15,000 people.
We have so many neighborhoods in Cleveland who are in the same predicament that Central Kinsman is in. And I think it's an opportunity for us to really show a new innovative model.
We're all coming together with the idea of just wanting to see better things in our neighborhood. And I think this group helps uplift that in almost every way.
We have folks that show up every other week. They're very committed, partners and residents. They trust me, I trust them, and I'm proud of that because that's the glue that keeps us moving forward. And we can do a lot with that trust at the core. We could do anything.
Through this project and the opportunity with Build, they've been able to not only build their community power, they're building their political power. Because right now, we got the right people at the table.
Environmental Health Watch is really, I believe, beginning to allow people to see that when we all pull together, we all thrive, we're all making it, the region is better, the nation is better.